Well, that didn't go as smoothly as I wanted, but it went well enough. Finally, we can get out from under that religious madman. I have to hand it to Pig. Didn't think they had it in them, but turns out they were willing to turn on their boss after all. I guess even they saw the guy was bad news. Now it's time to lay low for a while. Not a good idea for us all to hang out together. Plus I need my time away from the others. Need to check in like I always do. It's been a while. The last trip didn't go according to plan. Bounty hunters, prison. Not what I wanted to be doing. Still, my training made it not as bad as it could have been. I don't think Pig or Farouk held up quite as well. Still, here's looking to the future. With the ship now belonging to Farouk, well, it should be smooth sailing from here on out. I'm looking forward to it. This is Red Moon Roleplay.
After the Infoteca heist, you're lying low for a couple of days. You don't want to be seen. You don't want to be affiliated with what happened in the streets in front of the Infoteca. You made a plan that you shouldn't be seeing each other at all. Just chilling, just laying low wherever you choose to lay low. It's 3 days, so you cannot do any special training or biomech or cybernetic implants, but have you bought a new kaftan or have you bought a new turban? Have you done anything special these couple of days?
Yeah, me not being a big fan of the Coriolis station at all. It's too many people cramped up in too small spaces. I want to be on my ship working with my engines and stuff, but since we sort of keeping away from the Red Moon until everything sort of settles too, I've been pent up in basically a kind of hostel or a hotel where I get a little space of my own. Probably one of those capsule-like hotels. What do you call them in Coriolis? Is there a name for it?
Yeah, they're called in the common tongue and coffin hotels.
Yeah, basically I've been lying in a coffin hotel. I have the turban still as a sort of a souvenir from the event. The turban that I use as a disguise. It's an orange kind of stylish turban. I never bought one before, so now I used it to cover up my scars on my head, and sort of scattered about me has been food from different kind of takeaway places. I've been watching a lot of Gilded Veils, which is my favorite TV show, and you know this too well, Carlo, and probably Farouk too, that I love watching Gilded Veils. Hija Tarakono is an absolute fox. I love watching fashion shows. It's a kind of a strange thing for me to do that. But it was, you noticed that when I got myself this turban, something kind of almost changed in me. It was like, for once I bought something that was sort of for my exterior. I try to be anonymous and androgynous in most kinds of ways, sort of blending away, not being seen, not being visible, but once I bought something different, something for me, and that's what I've been doing now. I've been sitting there with my new turban, watching Hija Tarakono, wanting to have something to work with, some kind of mechanical stuff. At tops, maybe I've been sitting and working with some sort of small hobby project just to have something going, some kind of little mechanical device.
Maybe you have some kind of hobby building friendly hobots, small robot-like, spider-like, virtual intelligent robots that you are playing with.
Yeah, I've been trying to make something that can move about out of its own will, and it'd be fun if it could somehow communicate with our ship AI. I've been sitting there with these kind of small mechanical creatures that I'm trying to put together, and I'm kind of restless, but because I at least got that, I'm kind of happy too, because sometimes that's all I need. It's just a bit too cramped, too many people around.
Yeah, and the small friend bots makes you stress down, make you feel comfortable. Sometimes they're the only friends you have, right?
Yeah, you know, I talk to them sometimes, Carlo. I talk to everything that I get time to sit down and pick apart. I start talking to it and seeing what it can do for me and what I can do for it, how I can fix it, how I can improve it. It's everything from weapons to, well, what I've been doing now, to small chipsets and stuff. I just talk to it, and it's one of the few ways that I sort of keep everything at bay. And yeah, you know as well, Carlo, that I'm a war veteran, so I don't know how you've been relating to all this, but we probably made fun of me, you bastard, but it's all part of how we interact, I guess. And this is something I was happy to go back to for a little while as we got after Ghazali and flying around a bit more again until all shit went wrong.
Yeah. Carlo, what have you been up to this last couple of days?
Well, laying low. But of course, sometimes you don't need to hang around in a coffin hotel to do that. Sometimes you can get yourself lost in the crowd. That's what I've been doing. Mulukad, after all, is a very lovely district, and there's quite a few fun places there to do a little gambling, do a little drinking, and find out what's what on the old station of Coriolis, right?
Yeah. Have you been chasing the dragon?
Slightly.
But you still know what day it is, right?
Of course. After all, even though Pig would probably know that I've been in Mulukad, they wouldn't know. I, of course, had to make a little check-in in the spire. Very quick, not wise to hang around there too long, but of course, I do need to make my check-ins every now and then. And it's been quite a while since the last one, after all the whole business on the Ghazali, getting caught up on a prison colony, the raid, hell, planning of this daring heist. I've been out for a bit. Need to make a check-in. But it's done quick, reported, and then it's back to the pleasant bars and gambling dens of Mulukad.
Sounds like you have been having some form of regaining civilized manners.
Yes.
Some kind of feeling civilization. Gambling your money away, drinking your money away, doing some or smoking.
Yes, it's good to be back in that regard. If anything, my desire to go out beyond this system was to find places similar to this, but just a bit more exciting. But I'm not gonna lie, it's not exactly gone according to plan, has it? Prison colonies aren't fun. Interesting, but not fun. No. Still, we've got a ship now that's hopefully ours. No more meddling from crazy religious bosses. Although, there is one thing I have also been doing, just on the casual. I have been every now and again checking my data pad. Signs of Fatima's gift. I would be very interested if it ends up turning in port anytime soon.
Yeah, between the intoxicating trips you have been doing in the pillar of the Coriolis station, you have been flickering through the vids and the streams, and you have not picked up anything that resembles or even give a hint of the Fatima's gift. But you have seen that Coriolis isn't the station that you left a cycle ago. It's filled with almost by the hour a new kind of riot. People's gone missing in the middle of the night. No one knows why. No one knows where they've gone. But the men in the streets of Coriolis are blaming the emissaries. It's all their fault. Before they came, there was no problem in the further horizon. And of course, a lot of the news vids, it's about the mystics who emerged from the shadows. Some call it a disease. Some call it a blessing from the icons. You're not sure what to make of this, but here in Coriolis it's a melting pot of feelings of these new kinds of people.
Yeah, I've been flickering a lot through the news channels as well in between the shows. And what are they saying about these mystics? What do they want? They are the ones that say that the emissary is the icons, right?
Some of them, yes. But also, these mystics, some claim that they have extraordinary powers. Like, they can read people's mind or move things with just thinking of them.
Yeah, that's probably crap. That's probably just some sort of implant or some sort of bionic change. Maybe they're reading hormones or pheromones, I don't know, something in people's faces. Maybe some kind of medium, some kind of shake-up gig. I don't know. I don't believe in that.
Yeah, and you know all about superstition down in the jungle.
Yeah.
I, of course, have a different view. It's not all rubbish. I would know that some of it has been reported by, well, the sort of people who'd be in the know. Definitely something to avoid. As for the rest of it doesn't bother me. My concerns are my own. More realistic concerns. I'm not concerned about the emissaries bringing about the end times. I'm concerned about, well, who can cause me problems and cause people I know problems. That's a much more important thing to be thinking of.
Yes. You were planning a rendezvous at a tea house, a shy house, called the Madame Charis in one of the harbors of Coriolis. You should all meet up one day ago with all of you. And Carlos came, Pig came, but Farouk didn't show up. You sat there waiting. You know Farouk with his silver patois. He's never been good with time. Time is, for a Dabarani, something abstract, something that doesn't occur to him. But one watched, passed, another watched, passed, and you started to get worried. Where is the beloved captain of the Red Moon? You don't know. You did some searching. You don't know where he was planning to lay low, but he won't answer his communicator, and when you connected with the Red Moon, he has not checked in there, so the Red Moon is still in some kind of hibernation in the nets. So we searched his regular places, and they haven't heard of him, haven't seen him. After some hours searching in whatever you can find, whatever resembles Farouk style, you decided to take a break, sleep the night off. Maybe he just forgot the day. He's been through some traumatic situation the last segment, so that's not impossible. And the next morning you meet up at the same tea house, and the scene is yours, gentlemen.
I'm early to the tea house. I'm sitting there, drinking, looking mildly irritated. This is annoying me. I am a man who likes a schedule. Schedules are important. Now we're off schedule. It's nice to visit home every now and then, but I like to be on my way now. I don't like hanging around too long.
And a bit before the set meeting time that we would have met the day before, but on this day, and the time that you and me agreed to show up, I arrive as well. I'm early as well, but not as early as you are. And I come over and I just sit down next to you. I have a new dark green caftan too now, along with this orange turban that I had before. So you see that I have been shopping.
I raise an eyebrow and say, well, Pig, are we becoming the next fashion icon for Coriolis?
Yeah, I know, it's kind of stupid, isn't it? Yeah, Carlo, I know you were gonna try and get me down after this.
I'm joking with you. You look lovely.
And I make a sort of uncomfortable face, but you see that I'm not sure what to say. It's almost as if I'm blushing, if you didn't know better. But then I say, no word from the captain, I'm guessing?
No. I lean back, taking a moment to dust off my coat. I, on the other hand, look like I always do, although lately I have invested in some nice, hard, light armor, some good leathers that I now have taken to wearing after some of our experiences. I've also had some time now to re-trim myself, my beard, nice, fashionable, my hair, nice and fashionable too. Much better than I was looking when we were on the godforsaken Gazales and that prison colony.
I sit down and I say, do you wanna share a water pipe?
Yes, sure, why not? I'm unsure of how we're going to proceed here, Pig. The captain was supposed to be the one with the plan. Without him, we can't exactly get on the ship and go, so we have to wait for him. But where is he?
Yeah, I'm shuffling my fingers a bit. I make the order and I sit there and I say, he was, I don't think he ever really wanted to be captain. I mean, in a way, I was wondering that maybe he just found himself more comfortable here and decided to take another path. Do you know?
Maybe.
You think he's left us?
There was always something about the captain that I was very interested in knowing about. Someone like him doesn't normally go the route we were going. It's true. However, I have a feeling he'd have let us know After all, I would like to be informed if I've been fired, as it were.
Yeah, you're right. He might not have been the most comfortable as captain, but he was loyal to us, I think. I mean, through all we've been through and stuff, he was. And the water pipe arrives, and I start smoking a bit. I look a bit thoughtful.
Yeah. The Shaivala is also presenting you some green tea, and it smells sweet. It's sugary, maybe some honey. And you realize you're sitting in Neopatra, in one of the biggest spaceports of the Coriolis. And it's a blend of both strong smells from atmosphere, ozone, together with spices, sweat, and alcohol. Even now, it's one of the earlier watches. It's quite crowded, and you're sitting at the low table in some quite comfortable big pillow kind of furniture under orange bright baldachin. And people are coming and going, and it doesn't matter if it's 12 o'clock at night or 12 o'clock in the afternoon or in the morning. It's always so crowded, and the lights never shift here, so you cannot know what time it is.
And I sit there and I shuffle a bit with my big bag that I have with me. You know, that is probably everything I've got on the station, kind of ready at any time to make our move back to the Red Moon and the crew quarters there.
I take a little smoke of the pipe, frown again. No, it's been a nice stay and all, but we really need to be going.
Yeah.
To get out and make good use of our free ship. Maybe for once finally go to a nice easy place, smuggle something simple and just enjoy a foreign sun.
Yeah.
This shy house is in the middle of the port, so it has no walls. It just has these baldachins and the low tables scrambled around a big bar, if you want to call it that, where you can buy the tea and the water pipes, and you can go in and out into this shy house from all directions, more or less, and all is under baldachins. And around the shy house there is a lot of people coming and going from the Neopatra port. A lot of pilgrims sitting here waiting for their transfer, and a lot of newcomers. This is the first water hole, so to speak, for them. They maybe been in deep space travel for many segments, so it's a crowded place.
The day before, as we met here, I had been in a quite cheerful mood, eager to meet up again and get going. Also, talking eagerly to you about how we were able to pull off the coup or the heist, and then it kind of grew more and more sour as we realized that the captain wasn't coming, and today I'm in a bit of a sulky mood instead. But I smoke the pipe and I have some of the sweet tea, and I try to cheer up. So, do you think at least we can get back on the ship while we're waiting? I'm kind of tired of living in these in coffin hotels.
Oh, Pig, have you been living in a coffin hotel? Did you have any money saved up at all?
I do, but I just don't see any point using him in something else.
I suppose you wouldn't. Well, I suppose theoretically we could go to the ship. Can't really take off with the captain, but I suppose we are allowed on it. We are its crew after all. Is there any reason we wouldn't be able to access the ship at the moment?
No, but as you're discussing this, you can hear some noise further down the tea house. And you see a young woman, about in her 20s, is hasting through the crowds, pushing over a plate with some food on it. Apple rolls down in your direction. And she looks nervous. She's sweating a lot. She's quite well dressed. She fixes her gaze in your direction, and she's hurrying towards you.
I look at her, then I look down, and then I look at her, and I look down again. Well, she's looking at us.
That she is, and I look intrigued. Finely dressed?
Do you know her?
I don't think so, I think to myself, although I will look keenly as she comes over. Can I get anything about her sense of style, how she looks, where she might be from, or social class, that sort of thing?
She's definitely upper class. Her dress tells that she has some kind of sense for how to dress, but also that she's not wearing some rags from the conglomerate in the Kua. These are fine clothes, both here in Coriolis. She looks really stressed, and you can roll observation roll.
3 6s.
2 successes.
Yeah, you both notice that she is being followed, or maybe even hunted, because someone is following her. It looks like the Coriolian guard, 3 guardsmen, heavily armed, are following her, and they are moving aggressively through the crowd, forcing people out of their way. There even pushes someone that falls over one of the lower tables, and it seems like he's breaking his arm or something, but they don't care. They got their eyes on the prize.
And here come the enforcers.
Well, this doesn't look promising, does it?
She's coming. Do you know Farouk? Do you know Aisha?
Yeah, we're waiting for Farouk. What?
Please, please help me. They're going to kill me.
Do you know where he is?
Yeah, you have to help me.
Well, come on. I stand up and I grab my bag. Let's get out of here.
Yeah. She started staring at you, Carlos, and she said, "You are so much like her."
I frown a little, and I will just nod. I immediately motion to both Pig and this woman to let me lead. I'm going to do my best to find a little crowded area and then an alleyway that we can quickly try and get out of the area. We don't obviously want the Coriolis guard to follow us.
I have to ask you what kind of skill set you're using here. Do you want to do some kind of observation for the quick route?
I mean, I'd like to use my skill in infiltration, but I don't know if it will be able to help the others, but I'm trying to use it at least to get them to follow me, yeah.
Infiltration is a good skill in this situation.
So is that just a straight roll?
Yeah, it's a straight roll. It's quite crowded in here. So you see a lot of opportunities for get lost in the crowd.
Very well. I look around quickly. Let's see if we can get out of here easily. 1 success.
Yes, you start to going down, further down one of the passages through the chai house, and I will have to roll for the Coriolian guard. Do you take the rear, Pig?
Yeah, as soon as Carlo is said enough, I'm just following.
Yeah. You can roll an observation roll. You need 2 successes to succeed.
Okay. I look around, feeling a bit stressed, and at the same time feeling a bit happy that suddenly Farouk's name is mentioned, and I pray to the traveler to help us get out of here and maybe help him come to us. Come on, traveler. I beg you. We just want to find our way back to our captain safe and get out of here. I get 1 success though.
Yeah, because you've been in the army and you've been in war zones and you've seen a lot of action, so to speak. You can see that they are heavily armed, and it's not so common for the Coriolis guard to wear Vulcan carbines inside Coriolis.
Oh, so this could be a dangerous person.
Yeah, probably. Carlo, you're taking the lead. You started to leave the chai house. You're at the south end of the chai house.
Wonderful. Well, now we...
Sorry, Saib. You forgot to pay. You forgot to pay.
I chuckle a little to myself. No time to worry about that. I am going to quickly continue leading the way. We need to find somewhere we can slip into. Possibly hide for a moment. They probably, hopefully, weren't expecting this lady to find some friends who will hide her. So hopefully we can use that.
Yeah, you're at the south side. At your right, you got the quite crowded but big stairs that lead into the space station of Coriolis. You're at one of the outer rings. Straight ahead of you, you got some merchants, some peddlers that are selling everything from talismans to other low quality electronics. And at your left, you are heading towards the docks that will take you off station. And behind you, you have the Coriolis guard or your followers.
Now, heading to the docks I don't think would be a wise idea. Less people, easier to find someone who's hiding. No, let's head to the markets. Might be able to just slip into a stall. Good idea, I think to myself. I've always got good ideas, and I very quickly lead the way, expecting both of them to follow. There's no time for discussion.
Are you doing this with haste, or are you using infiltration again?
I am continuing to use infiltration at this point. If I don't think they've seen us yet, no need to start running.
Alright. You can do a roll, and for every extra success, you got an extra dice, Pig, okay?
Unfortunately, I only get 1 success.
Okay, you don't get any extra successes, Pig. You have to do infiltration as well with your base score or baseline.
Okay. I'm trying to duck down, grabbing onto my bag, trying to just focus ahead and on Carlo, getting as quickly as I can across, not trying to make any fancy maneuvers. Wow, that's 2 successes.
That's great, because the woman, she is quite stressed and she is not so good at infiltration, and she is starting to loosen it. So you, with your extra success, you are in some way calming her down a bit, at least so you can cross the street and go into the peddler's market.
Yeah, as she's stressing up a bit and looking back, looking back, I say, focus, just look ahead, focus on him, okay, follow him. And I make her focus on Carlo and what we're doing forwards.
Yeah, it's quite a big street, a big lane, and you're crossing through groups of people that are either heading into the Coriolis station or heading out to the docks. But you're crossing the lane and you're in the peddler's market. And here there's a lot of smells, there's a lot of sounds, from artificial animals to peddlers screaming, "Do you want to buy? Do you want to buy? We got the best electronics here. Saffron, do you want to buy saffron?" Carlos, what are you doing?
I'm looking to see if there's any little side areas, maybe even just by a stall, where we can just duck in and wait. Hopefully, we can lose them in the market. surely they're not going to be able to conduct a good search everywhere, and they'll probably be expecting us to keep moving. So if we just suddenly stop and hide, ever so slightly, could be what we need.
Okay, so you're heading a few tents into the pedals markers, and diving into some booth, one of the bigger ones that you can blend in.
Yes, I don't necessarily want to dive straight into a merchant's face. It's more just like the side of a tent, just where we can, stand and look like anyone else, especially if we keep quiet.
Yes, that's no problem. You going not into a tent, but you're standing close to it or in the outer reaches of a tent selling artificial apes and artificial birds. It's quite noisy.
And as soon as we get near one, I'm going to quickly hiss out to Pig. Pig, give her something. Give her your kaftan, quick.
And I put down my bag on the ground, and I take out my normal, rather covering cloak that I wear to unobstructedly hide my forearms. Now I got them in my corset and under the kaftan, but I'm taking it out. It's a dark blue kind of robe, just to sweep her in. I'm quite short myself. I don't know if she's a small-statured person as well, but I'm handing it over to her.
She is taller than you, but she is quite nimble. When you are starting to put your kaftan around her, you can see that maybe she's not have been eating so well the last couple of segments. She's starting to shake. She's really afraid. And she's...
What are you doing? What you got these people after you? Who's this Aisha or Shia? What were you saying?
She's my friend. I met her some segments ago, but she's been really nice to me, but now she's gone.
Yeah, we got a friend missing too. What about Farouk? What do you know about him?
Last time I talked to Aisha, I heard that she meant that Farouk. Do you stand watch, Carlo?
I am certainly paying attention, although, as you can hopefully imagine, the idea here is now for us to stand quietly. We're just some people in the marketplace. I'm hoping that the little kaftan is going to make her look slightly different to how she looked a few minutes ago, enough so that in the crowd they won't be able to spot her description. I do kind of give her a little hand gesture to face me and Pig, so that her face isn't facing out. Although, as this is all happening, my nose twitches ever so slightly at this mention of an Aisha.
If no one's standing watch, you're not paying attention what's happening out in the peddler's market. She's continuing. Aisha and I, we met at a rally, and she told me about you, and she's starting to look at you, Carlo. She told me that I should contact you if something went wrong, and it's went wrong. Please help me.
Look, calm down. Let's take a breath. Remember, you're just a person chatting to some people in the market. We want the guards to come past and see you and not think it's you, right? Just calm down.
Customers! What are you looking at? Do you want to buy some artificial ape? They're from the Kuam forest. No, they're not real, of course. But I have a best sculpturing here at the Coriolis that has made some beautiful. Look at them. This small, quite sweaty. He's not small, he's short, and he's got a quite big belly, coming with a dirty, yellowish kaftan, and he has a small fez on his head, and he has a lot of oil in his mustache, and he is smelling something between sugar and sweat, and the puffs comes with you, and he's putting his hand together. Come here, let's talk about this fine artificial animal. Eh?
kind of smile politely at this irritating man, and I kind of dart my eyes to outside the tent. What's it looking like out there? Anything?
Yeah. You can see the Shaivala is pointing the Coriolian guardsman over, and you cannot hear what he's saying, but you can imagine that he's saying, they left without paying. You have to arrest them.
I swear a little under my breath and make a mental note to never go back there again. Terrible service. I look to Pig, and I try and look to the back of the tent.
Roll of a difficult observation roll before you do anything else. Carlo, sorry. Yeah.
It being difficult, what does that mean again? Do I lose a dice?
One dice.
One dice.
I think the word is challenging. Sorry.
One success.
You can see that one of the guardsmen are talking into his communicator. In a second or two, then they start to move into the peddler's market. And they don't go as a tight group, they are spreading out.
Wonderful. Oh my good man, I'd love to buy an egg, but unfortunately my darling mother has just called. So sorry. And with that,
But maybe
I
she
quickly
wants
duck to the-
a parrot, some bird, a nightingale.
Do you sell any food?
Yes, no.
No, okay. Well, we're sorry. We're gonna come back. Those apes are amazing. Well done.
Yes, they are. Thank you. Good. Chew, 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 chew. He's starting to push you out with his smell. He's moving towards you and wave at you. Chew, away! If you're not buying, you're not customer. Buy.
I very briefly look at one of these cages. What sort of these ape creatures? Like, what sort of thing are they? Like this cage. How secure is it?
They are authentic, so some form of Q and wooden material. So you can probably just by force pull it open.
Do I know enough to think that if I just suddenly pull one of these things open and sort of pushed this darling creature out, would he be very happy about that?
That depends. If they implanted some kind of real animal behavior. Looking at some of the animals, you can see that one of the baboons, a big baboon, further in the shop, looks like it's been implanted with classical animal behavior. But then you have to go around and go through the shop owner.
No, we don't really have time for that sort of distraction.
Go away!
We're on our way. And with that, I'll dart not for the exit, but to sort of go a little to the side of the tent. I'm going to try and lift up a bit of fabric as best I can and dart out that way as opposed to leaving via the exit.
Okay. You do that and he starts to scream. You don't touch my property!
I hurry after.
Rude man! Go! But there's no problem. You lift the fabric and try to sneak out. You're between two peddlers' tent, one of the big ones, and an open street to prevent fires.
We need to make this as tricky for them as possible. I will start heading into the thick of the tents, doing my best to lead us around them, darting in between every little space we can. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of merchants, animals, and other things getting in the way. I really hope Pig can keep up.
Okay, do you starting to force your way, or are you trying to sneak? Are you just...
I'm trying to be agile about this. I'm trying to basically rush.
Okay, then I want you to roll dexterity.
Dexterity, yes. Two successes.
Great. And the same for you, Pig.
Okay. I don't get any success, so I stumble about a little bit.
Yeah. Your new companion, she's moving on quite good, and she's doing fine, but you're getting stuck at one of the big snake baskets. You tumble one of the snake baskets open, and some of the artificial snakes starting to crawl over the in between the tents, and you hear screaming, "Ah! Who let out the snakes?"
I shudder as I see the snake.
And
sorry.
You there! You should not be back there! Get out! I call the guards! Go!
I give Pig a slight grin, go, "Good work, Pig, good work, distraction," and then we'll grab them by the collar and yank them away from the snakes.
Ah.
Yeah, and you're standing in a cluster of tents, but you're not in front of them, where the customers should be, but you're in this fire passage, and more merchants are starting to look at you, and some of them, thieves! They're trying to steal our goods! Get them!
We're not thieves, you idiots!
Take them, Hassan! You see one of them, a big guy, running towards you. He looks like Ordanian, or he's muscular, and he wields some kind of shorter machete or some kind of butcher knife.
We should probably get to the lower levels or something. Get out of here. I'm trying to just stay away from him. Run away.
Stop, thief! He's launching at you with his machete, and he misses.
Calm down. I ain't stealing nothing.
Get out of here! Get out of here! And you see one of the... You don't know if it's one of the followers, but you see a Coriolis guard coming from the other side. What's going on over there? You there with the machete! Put it down!
He's trying to kill us.
As Pig calls out that, I kind of again grab them by the cuff and drag them into another bit of crowd, saying, "Pig, let them go after the man with the machete, not us. Come on, come on."
That was the idea, you idiot.
Okay, so you're just switching direction, going through another passage, through 2 tents, and you're out in the street again. There's a lot of people looking at you, and your new companion, the young girl, I cannot do this, I cannot do this, and so she starts to run in another direction. Please, 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 please.
I frown and dart after her. As I do, I catch the eye of some of the people looking at us and go, "Bloody snakes have escaped from that booth over there. I hear one of them is deadly poisonous."
And you see panic in their eyes, and it's spreading. Snakes! Are the snakes out? Run!
And I just follow Carlo as well.
You're following a young woman, and seconds before you are going to grab her, Carlo, she's running into the arms of a Coriolis guard that pulls her towards him with his left hand, and with his right hand has his carbine pointing at you. Up, 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 up. You stay still.
I stop and I put out my bag and hold up my arms.
This woman doesn't concern you, right? Huh?
I guess. And I look at Carlo.
So, stand down, Sabe.
I frown a little. I raise my hands. Is there anything nearby could be useful? For anything, a distraction, something to throw at him, something to cause some chaos.
You see that there's an electrical shop at your left, and they got some snap lights, some emergency lighting, not flares, but snap lights that if you break them, they will start blinking like a boy. They're quite big. It's weight around 5 kilos, made for floating around in either water but also in outer space.
Look around. How many reinforcements are on the way for this man? How many people have seen us now with this guard?
There's 5 to 10 people that are standing around you. You can see that he is pulling his head a bit to the left, and you can hear him speak. Do you have the skill culture?
No.
No.
Say something in a language that you can't recognize.
And I say, she knows where our friend is. Can you just tell us, where is Farouk? Where do we find him?
He's backing.
Well, just tell us.
He is continuing backing, and he's going into some kind of crossroad here at the Peddler's Market.
And I see one of those boys, and I take it and I throw it at him.
Yeah. Yeah, you can use range combat. But yeah, I want to see.
Okay, if you wanted to check it for me, actually grabbing it, that's one thing, I guess.
Yeah. Before he acts.
Okay, so would you want me to do a dexterity first then?
Yeah, do a dexterity first. If you fail, he can act first.
Okay. I see it and I quickly try to turn and get it. I get a success. I get 2 successes actually, yeah.
Great. You can use one of the success at your range combat.
And I grab it and I see him being unprepared and I just throw it at him. I get 1 success.
His react is a bit slow, and you throwing the boy like a curveball, and it hits him right in the head. But he's got a helmet, but he's releasing the woman, and he's falling on his knees, and he fire his carbine 2 free shots in the air. Not on purpose, but people starting to scream and run around in the market, as well as your newfound friend.
I look at Pig, very surprised that they did that, but I suppose, well, that's their face on the bulletins, not mine. Still, let's make use of this, and I will dart forward, trying my best to get in the way of the woman, the guard, give him a bit of a kick to the ground, and try and get her out of there. No more time for infiltration now, we need to run.
Yeah. You got the upper hand, so you can run forward and do a kick, but you have to do a combat roll.
Would that be force strength?
Yeah. But you can get an extra die.
Oh, an extra die, lovely. 1 success on 3 dice.
Yeah. You're running towards him and he's just looking up. Then you give him a kick to the head and he's falling on his back. Probably unconscious. The woman have started to run to the right of you. You think it's north. You can see 2 other Coriolis guards start to move towards you with Vulcan carbines.
You have listened to an episode of Red Moon Roleplaying, where we play the campaign Emissary Lost for Coriolis. Game Master was Adam Palmqvist, and we were also joined by Jenny Bremberg. Emissary Lost was designed by Rickard Antroja, Mattias Jonsson, Nils Carlén, Costa Kostulas, Mattias Lilja, and Adam Palmqvist. Coriolis is published by Free League. The music was created by Alpha Zone and Sabled Sun and used with permission from their label Cryochamber. Please check out cryochamber.bandcamp.com or their YouTube channel for more of their lovely dark ambient. We also used the official Coriolis soundtrack by Stars on a Black Sea. The sound effects come from the Syrinscape sci-fi player and was used with permission from Syrinscape. With its ease of use, you might want to try it out for your gaming table. Finally, a big thank you to, well, you for making this campaign possible. It would not be possible without your generous support on Patreon. You give us so much energy, help us cover our costs, and open up time to record and edit. The icons watch over your travels. See you soon, on the third horizon.